going on, everyone? Welcome. This is Reflections with Val. We are on episode 9, and that's crazy to me because I can't believe that we've gone this far. But today we have a special guest, someone who helped me bring this logo together for Reflections, and it's Franny over here, the artiste behind it all. But yeah, let them know where you're from or how they could find you on IG or...
I'm Franny Montesino. I'm from Patterson. IG is at Franny Taught Me. Yeah, the at handle sounds very narcissistic, but I taught you, so at Franny Taught Me.
I like it. Whatever, it shows us. So, like, what do you do for the people who don't know you? Like, what do you do right now? Like, what's your profession? And
currently, I work for the Board of Education in Woodland Park, New Jersey. I do a little bit of everything there. I'm not technically the head teacher, but I'm teaching. If that makes sense. I deal with behaviors and anything and everything that has to do at the school, like wherever they need me, I'm there. But much. What is
besides that? What else do you have a fallback on? Like, what is your favorite?
I do the art thing. 25/8.
I do an art thing.
Yeah, I do the art thing. 25/8. Like 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, whatever the saying is. I do that. I paint, I draw, screen print, wood blocking. I'm actually have my hands in like fashion designing right now, which is kind of interesting. I became lead designer for this like local clothing brand. So we'll see where that goes. Like testing the waters out.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I wish I could draw. I can't even do anything. I think we've had this conversation. I've known Franny now for years. Wait. We go way back,
better part of a decade, I'd say. A little longer. We're
from the same turf, you feel me? We're from Patterson.
You can say that.
Right. We're a little bit from the same turf. But he saw me grow up. I'm younger. I think we're like 4 or 5 years. 26. So
3 years apart.
Yeah, we're 3 years apart, and he's always been quiet, always been, in his little world. But for the most part, I just felt like he was always intellectual, always.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say I'm an intellectual. I'd like to say I'm smart.
His mind always wandered elsewhere while we were all like doing our own things. So like, I don't know, like we would be in the clique and he would just be like, I don't think that's cool. And we're like, what? Had his own viewpoint, wasn't afraid to speak his mind. So like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, let's get back to like, how did you get this all going? Like how old were you when you started, realizing like you have this gift
started like pushing paint?
Of drawing or anything of that nature, of just like being able to create like art? Like
I don't know. I don't really have a solid answer on like an exact point, but I've always remembered just like drawing on things or like just writing on a wall, doing something. And I guess it became a habit where I was always drawing something when I was younger. And then when I'd say like when I got to like 6th grade, it was like the whole graffiti thing like really like just blew my mind. And
yeah, I remember those times. It was heavy around those times too. Yeah, graffiti, what?
That, and then like I just developed the habit of writing my name on things, like
name tagging.
Like tagging, bombing, everything. I guess like around that point, 6th grade is like I developed the habit. Like anywhere I saw a wall, like I'm writing my name on it. Like anything I see, like I'm writing something on it or I'm doing something on it, and that just developed into more creativity. And high school, I discovered like all these great artists. And I'm like, yo, this is pretty much what I want to do. Like I don't see myself working in an office 9 to 5. Like if I can, reach this level, no matter how long it's going to take me to reach it, like this is what I want to do.
Right. Mm-hmm. Would you say that there's other forms of levels that you hit in art as well as you kept going and learning new things in the process?
Levels. I mean,
like other things, not just paper and a pencil.
Oh,
beyond that, like, would you say that you've hit other levels and other things?
I've touched everything. I've touched ceramics. I've touched like ceramics. I've touched wood blocking, which is pretty much like a piece of wood. You're cutting it out, like you're cutting your image out, and depending on how many colors it is, it's like a different wood block, and you put ink on it, put the paper, press it, and it like all together. It's like a collage pretty much.
Do you do like visual as well, or digital design?
Digital. I have it. Like I do it. I know how to do it, but I'm one of these people that I have to touch. Like I have to touch the medium. Like I feel like I can't touch the color on the computer. So it frustrates me. That's weird. So true. It frustrates me a lot.
He said, I have to touch. I have to do it with the
No,
hand.
like I had, like it's weird because like I'll paint, like even when I'm painting, like I'll use a paintbrush, and then like after a while, it's like let me get my finger in there. Like I feel like I blend it better with my finger.
So that's pretty cool. So you paint that way too, like with your canvases?
Sometimes, yeah.
With your fingers.
Like when I feel like it's not blending properly, I'll just like smudge the whole thing with my hands. I'm like, that's what I want. Like, why can't the paintbrush do that?
That's so awesome. I love it. Sometimes some art doesn't have to be completed. It can be the fact that it's incomplete. It can be complete.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
Art is always evolving. Like whatever you think as the artist, whenever you think it's done, it's done. Like that's just the way my creative process works. Like if I think it's done, it's done. Or if I reach a point where I'm like, yo, at the moment I can't finish this because I just feel like I hit a wall, I'll leave it alone. Like there's projects that I have at home that I've left alone for like 2 years, and I'll just look at them. I'm like,
oh wow.
Like I'll just look at them. I'm like, I gotta finish that, but I don't know where to start. So when I get to, like when it comes to me, it comes to me. I don't really.
What makes you think that like hits like the wall? It's just the point of like no creativity, or just you just get lost in it.
I think like a lot of people reach the wall or the artist block, the writer's block for different reasons. I think for me, what it is, it's more of I kind of like, I don't like to say that I spread myself thin, but I pick up a lot of projects when I know like I have other projects to finish. And I'm one of these people that like creates better under pressure. So an example, I've had a few art shows, and not my proudest moments, but not my proudest moments in terms of like creating and the time frame it takes me to create.
Yeah.
But I've had a few like art projects or like art shows that I've had to do where I've known months in advance. Like I've known like, yo, this is gonna happen. This like it's December and I already know the show's in July.
Yeah.
Cool. Like
you have time.
Yeah, it's like, all right. In my head, I'm like, yeah, I got this month. I'm gonna create like 10 pieces. I got this. December passes by. Yeah, I should start that. January passes by. I like take the plastic off like the canvases. Like do like one little line with a pencil or whatever. I'll like sketch out a whole canvas and then I'll look at it. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that later. I'll finish that later. And then, months go by.
June
it's like the middle of June, like almost July, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta do that.
So, but you create your best pieces in that crunch time.
No, I create my most amazing pieces under pressure, and I always do it to myself, and I hate doing it because I always tell myself, yeah, I'm gonna give myself months to work on a project, and it never works that way. Like if you say you could do it, I can't do it. Like I've always I always put myself under pressure for no apparent reason. In that specific art show, I had to do 6 pieces. Like I gave my word 6 pieces are gonna be there.
Yeah. Did you do the 6 pieces?
I did those 6 pieces in like 4 days. But I did. Like I got those shits done.
Did you sleep?
I slept in between, but it was like 2-hour naps, 3-hour naps. Like, oh, wake up. Like on my free time, like everything I was doing, it was just like I'm creating. Like I remember like one day I did like 3 pieces in like a day and a half.
Damn.
But it was just like spray paint, painting 2 canvases at one time. Just going back and forth, like jumping from canvas to canvas. But I
it must be feeling. What is that feeling that you feel when you're in that zone of just creating? Like it must be so liberating. Like I could like just feel it. Like just like you're in another dimension or something.
It's like tunnel vision, but it's like a gift and a curse. Because like if I feel like I messed up one little thing, like I'm not the type of person like, oh, let me just fix that whole thing. It's like, oh no, the whole thing's ruined. Fuck it, start the whole thing over again. Like because then I'll think of like, oh man, I messed that up. Then I'll look at it some more and I'm like, oh wait, but I could have done this differently. So I'll just like I've ripped so many canvases. Like just like kicked holes in them. Like, fuck this shit. Like, start again.
Hey, I mean, it must be liberating. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Releasing that.
Yeah, like releasing that energy like feels fucking good. Like, like it feels good.
Do you feel like you convey your emotions through your pieces that you've created?
I feel like I convey them not through what the subject of the matter is, but more on like the color I use, like the colors that I use.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like I've been focusing on a lot of like darker tones. Like I like using the same color but different hues.
Okay. What does that mean? Same hues.
Hues is like
different shades.
Yeah, different shades. Like I love blue. Like blue is like the color that I'm like using a lot for some reason now, and it's like a certain like a cobalt blue, like that nice blue. Mm-hmm. Like I love seeing how that color like plays with like light.
It fades in and fades out. Mm-hmm. And you're adding that in your pieces in different ways and incorporating that in different concepts.
Now I am.
That's your new project.
Right now, my new stage that I'm in is like I'm focusing a lot. Like I'm stepping away from like paints in general, and I'm doing more like inks, pencils, and some like I'll throw some color in there. But I want to step away from like canvas work for a while.
Why?
It takes a lot. Like it takes a lot of space, like a lot of energy. And then like I know like if I want to do a canvas, I want to do like something big, and I really don't have space to do something big. So I'm focusing more on like pencils and stuff. Like pencils.
I mean, get the space, I guess, and maybe you can get it.
Oh yeah, I know that. Eventually, I'll get the space whenever.
Oh, he's like, that's future goals right there.
Yeah, like I said, I spread like I don't spread myself thin, but I take on a lot of projects, and it's not like it doesn't take a mental toll on me, but it's just balance. It's all like balance is key, and I don't know. Sometimes, you know how it is. Like when you work a lot, it's like, yo, fuck this shit right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Your mind could be like getting tired or of creating.
Yeah, like
just over creating.
I exhaust myself more than I need to, and like I said, it's a gift and a curse because I always work best under pressure. You
got to find that balance. I guess every artist has to deal with that.
In a sense, I don't know. Like I never really thought of it that way, but
that's what I feel like for me as an artist from a singer standpoint. I use music as a source of outlet to release the things that I normally keep bottled up. So for me to be an artiste and to draw, I feel like that could kind of be the same concept. Like where words fail, my art speaks.
Yeah, it can. I think it definitely does, but what I think is like a lot of like young artists suffer from, and especially me in general, like it's finding. I mean, not finding, because I find myself to be my biggest critic. Okay. So, like I'll put up work and everybody thinks it's amazing, but like something in me is like, nah, that could have been a little different, or I could have done this, or why am I doing that?
Right.
And that kind of deters me from putting artwork out there, because like I'm so critical of myself, and I feel like I'm still finding like my artistic voice in a sense. Like I'm still finding like what it is that I want to focus on art wise, or like what subject matter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
What your theme or your concept or your signature?
No, you can like there's certain artists where you see something and you're like, yeah, that's that person.
Yeah, that's a signature.
Yeah,
like it's your mark. It's your trademark.
Like, it's like you see a Keith Haring and you're like, that's Keith Haring. You see like a Basquiat and you're like, yeah, that's Basquiat. Like there's certain things that you see, you're like,
I mean, what does Montesino mean?
I don't know. It's my last name.
Exactly. So like, I mean, with that kind of gives me like a mountain or something, like a monte, like Montesino.
I guess. I don't know.